Season 1 of Leeds United was certainly eventful. We came in as the owner, we are trusting Daniel Farker as always. Until he lets us down, which he kind of did in the final game, we lost to Brentford. However, the season on the whole could have us in Europe, trying to reach our eventual aim of winning the biggest trophy in Europe if we can. Yes people, it's new season day, episode number 3 of the Leeds United career mode. This is the team that we've got. As you can see, there's still an injury to Wilson, which ain't great on the bench. We should have players back. We do have players leaving. Now, 2 of them I didn't expect. 3 good ones that have returned. As let's start with youth, or actually no, let's start with something you're already seeing. Is they new threads for Trafford? Yes, they is. We don't have a third kit this season, but these are the Leeds United kits. I've made them myself. They're not the greatest. The first one, I just focused on the sleeves a bit too much. The sponsor's a little too small. However, these kits will get better. I'm sure of it. So yeah, take these with a pinch of salt. The away kit I think is a lot nicer. I could have matched up the shorts and t-shirt a bit more, but I like that design, and that is the design I'd like to take into Europe with the goalkeeping one. Definitely don't want to stick with the man that's repping it, but Luca Perry in green, and I think it's personally the best. As how good is our budget going to be? We've got 42 million. I've got to introduce you to the players that are leaving, which weren't great on my part as owner. Lucas Nemecha and Brendan Aronson. So it is 2 players that don't play, but still for them to leave on freeze. I couldn't get them to sign up new deals. It's not that I let them. Everything is on strict in this save, and I'm getting questioned by the media about it. Keep calm, people. They weren't starters. I have invested back in Leeds. The budget's not necessarily tight, but if we do want to get big players in, we will have to sell to buy. So don't be worried, but players might have to depart the club. You've got to warn early, especially going out to the manager as well. But the players we have here, Wilson's ACL tear sees him sat on the sidelines for 5 months. Schneiderup was a brilliant signing we brought in last episode. We've got Kieran Barber up to a 68 rated. Chambers is up there. And the other guy, Logan Rhodes, who has bags of potential, right-footed, whilst Wilson's out. Could we see him sneak in on the right wing? Because he's right-footed, he could be doing the crossing. Although there's tweets out about the manager already wanting to sign a right winger. So we'll go with whatever the gaffer thinks. Kellen Fisher's still not trained as a right mid, same as James Justin. We've got to trust them though. Trust they'll just grow. And I'm very excited to get into this save. Really feeling positive. As the competition we are in, it's the Conference League, which is fine by me. We will compete in the green trophy, as I like to call it. Let's go full force for it. Daniel, I think we've got to win in Europe this season. Leeds United have to take the next step. It would be brilliant for our budget, but then again, don't let the league form slip. Now, I've seen rumours you're on about a right winger. What's the quality in this right winger? You've got Reece James. I know you lost Brendan Aronson, and Wilson will already play, I am guessing. Is that where you want to sign anyway? And he shuts that straight down. Definitely not. I'm trusting the team we've got at the moment. I do think we need a big player if we're going to sign someone, and I've come up with an idea if you'll let me have it. There's a good German backup goalie on the market. I just want to bring him in, get rid of Lucas Perry. He's way too good to be sat on our bench. We're way too good to waste money on backup players, which is honestly fine by me. This guy is not getting played. He's done the kit launch. I think he should be personally ready to launch himself out of here and move on. But the first player out is a man going back to the Bundesliga, Sebastian Bornau. We're moving Ampadu back into the defensive positions. Longstaff can play in the middle. We could do with another centre-back as well. The gaffer actually didn't name a position. I think we can take charge as the owner of this club. We're getting offers in for Tariq Mehmerovic, also Ayo Tanaka. Calvert-Lewin I won't mind moving on, but the bid would have to be better than Manchester United, the team, and seen as somewhat acceptable. But Lucas Perry goes, not much money. I even tried to negotiate, but off he goes to Espanyol. Now that is a chunk of change. 55 million, it's upped itself. We'll have contracts to sign this year. I'm really trying to keep this realistic if you can't tell. Now I'm looking at squad depth. We've got 2 players for that right position. On the left, we've only got Gabriel Goodmanson. We do have 4 centre-backs. We can take Yaka Bijol out. Now on the bench, he's there. Gruev and Longstaff as backup central midfielders will do for me. Backup goalkeeper needed as well. And to be fair, Rhodes, if he did get a bit more physical, we could already have a young player in our ranks playing at kind of wing back. Sometimes you just trust the youth to do it. The first game of the season is the James Trafford derby. Newcastle, Sunderland, Fulham. I think we should be winning some games. But first of all, the manager said he knows the goalkeeper he wants to bring in. You know what? It's not Meslier. I'll take it. But it is another old boy. Not too good. But Florian Müller as a backup. He'll probably get games in the Carabao and FA Cup. For 3 million as well when the budget's a bit tight. I don't mind that happening at all. I'm just hoping the fans don't see this as me being tight and want me to spend more money. He's just ahead of Papadopoulos, who won't be in the goal this season at all. And out of Gruev and Longstaff, I think I am preferring Gruev, despite him hardly playing under us last season. Rhodes climbs to the bench. Is that the season or the team we trust for the first game of the season? James is in. Rhodes might actually go up the bench further. You've got Leeds United, the own club, the admin of the club actually hyping this guy up. To be fair, it buys us a bit more time to actually look for who could be our next signing. Here we go, and not one bid, not one coming in for Nicolo Tresoldi, which personally I'm very happy about, but we've got to do it on the field. With him in the team, us in the kit, I'm very much looking forward to Europe as well, so Conference League will get a game played today. James is in, obviously, for Harry Wilson, and this is going to be difficult. Don't forget, we struggled against Brentford last time out. We've made one signing so far, and it was a backup goalkeeper. In order to succeed with Leeds, yes, I'm the owner and I basically put the money in, but we've got to have success on the field to up our budget. Plus, we might have to sell players on, if that includes Tresoldi or not, I don't know. I'm really thinking we might get bids in at some point. Have to sell him, as now Ampadu's in the defence, and invest elsewhere. Here goes Anthony Elanga though. We can't lose at Ellen Road. Joelinton into Sandro Tonali. It is the Champions League lined up. Newcastle, that was a terrible tackle, but Gordon slips us. Gordon scores. He shouldn't even be there, but there you go. With the long locks. We get off to the worst possible start here in this second season. Stack picks up a yellow card. And we just don't have the Harry Wilson replacement running down this wing. Maybe we try Okafor, but there's Dan James with a heavy touch again. They take the ball off us. Joelinton is not quick enough. Dan James is, but he's not got the quality. I'm making one change though, and I'm going with Kellen Fisher in. I really want to pan together a together squad. So he needs to play his fair amount of games and plus even change something. I've noticed in goal for them is Demos. We really need to test the Greekman. He's old by now, and here goes Voltemada around the corner. Anthony Gordon. He sent one of hers. He's got the shot off at Trafford. We're actually going to start the season with a defeat. Come on, Leeds. We're supposed to be better than this. Rhodes hasn't come off the bench, because obviously we're chasing the lead. I can't afford to give youth players a chance in a moment like this. This isn't a charity club. That's a good tackle. Ampadu, he's come all the way. Tonali's just sold him with the pass. Forward onto Gordon again. I wish the transfers would have happened IRL, but I'm not using any mods for that. Anthony Gordon goes back into Voltemada. Brilliant save. But it is not enough, as you can see. And Daniel Fark tries to keep the fans happy. Never mind the fans, Daniel. What about me? What about your chairman? As you can see right here, a draw and a win, though, to take us towards deadline day. Tresoldi is growing. Now I'm going to check if we've got bids for him. Looks like Rhodes even got some game time, so I'm going to check the scorers. Maybe he got a goal. Or maybe he didn't. It is Schneidelrup and DCL off the bench. 2 in 3. A goal for Sean Langstaff as well, so I think I'm going to trust him. Noah Okafor scored. Bijol's even scored. The two players that have dropped out the lineup, and Ampadu. Decisions to make, but the manager's now asking me to actually go ahead and make this transfer. Sign this class player that I've got in mind to give him some quality individually in this side. And well, it's not exactly. Because I want to back him, I think, in January. I think if we save the money for then, we can see and assess the squad. I'm thinking as an owner here and trust what we've got right now, but I am trusting my gut in a position swaps to Jack Ecomier linked with Leeds in real life. 24-year-old could do good. It's a bit like Goodmanson. He started as a left back. I'm going to change this man to a left mid, and we're going to pay 13 million for his services. Try and change him straight away. Seems like the club captain's happy with it, Ampadu, but he's messaging me behind the manager's back to let me know the manager doesn't like that it's not a big quality name. And right now, I couldn't really care about what the gaffer's saying because we have a big moment. It's Leeds back in Europe. You can see the little Conference League badge at the bottom. Whatever the gaffer thinks of me, I think highly of him. He's brought the Conference League to Ellen Road. We just need to bring it back here and back here and back here. Keep on going in it. Oh my days, this is Rhodes. He's trusting Rhodes It looks like right wing. Jack Zakomi's been thrown in at centre-back. Is he putting him in the wrong position just to spite me? I don't know. But is it Zagreb that we're playing? Hajduk Split. Nico Segur, they've got some decent players. Durdov. I think Chelsea were looking at him at one point. There's an injury, but I am sorry. We're going to have to play on. Trusoldi is in this lineup. Trusoldi is scoring. It's 1-0 Leeds. It's the first goal scored in game of this season in the Conference League. And Ellen Road is buzzing with the player we managed to retain this summer. They've had to make the change. I do feel a bit bad for him. But hey, is that Tanaka in defence as well? That's just hit the post. At least Trafford's in goal. This lineup looks to be all over the place. Anton Stack seems far back as well, but Trusoldi around the corner. Here goes Rhodes. Can he get an assist? Yes, he can! Logan Rhodes with a debut assist in Europe. It's Schneiderrup. I think it's his first goal. He's ignoring the haters around Ellen Road because obviously a few goals from the other winger. It is the long-awaited dream debut back in Europe for Leeds United, or debut in the Conference League. I'm looking at this squad still. We've got 2 keepers on the bench. Is this down to injuries I've just gone unseen with? Maybe so, but I'm going to take Trusoldi off, and I'm going to take a midfielder off, get Gruev on. If I'm going to trust him as my backup, I've got to play him. And Goodmanson sliding into next week. There's a good pass around the corner. Good block by Rodon. Penalty given away by Rodon. Okay, here we go. It's Livaja. Decent penalty stats on the number 10. They are not back into the game, though. Off the post, Rhodes. Dodgy pass back in. In fact, could it be a counter-attack, Calvert-Lewin? I think we've got men on this left-hand side. Here we go with Schneiderrup. I was going to put Okafor on. That's a brilliant ball into the substitute. Gruev. Oh, it's kept out. Handball. Referee's not giving it. This is where the goal comes. Logan Rhodes. Could he create it? Rhodes goes to one side. A little ball roll onto the edge of the box where it's Longstaff. It's deflected. It's going to be a penalty. Oh, and I could give it Rhodes. But you want your strikers scoring goals, don't you? So Calvert-Lewin, he's saved. He doesn't get a goal anyway. I could go address the manager, but I've got to address this. We do have 6 injuries to this squad. Beal 50 days. Fisher 36 days. Wilson still out for a long time. James not too long. Ampadu not too long. This is going to drag our squad down, but we've still picked up 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Top of the league is Arsenal, still unbeaten. Can we win the league this year? Probably not when you're getting your managers kind of furious with the lack of investment, but still, I'm not going to speak to him. I'm going to try and tell him my plans nearer the time about getting some more players in. It's a challenging month. I think now we've played the Conference League, we should be okay for a few sims. Hopefully we go through in the Carabao Cup. And I swear, I've not had 1 life point, so I don't know where these injuries are coming from. But this time, added to the injury list, is Schneiderrup. It's unbelievable. And I just had to see this new kit. Everybody's back around the squad. I mean, at least Ampadu's now in the defence. And yeah, I really wanted to play in the blue against the Spies. Fisher's into this lineup, and I don't know how the games have gone before this. Trafford bailing us out a little bit. Don't let them get the header. They get the second one on, and it's going to be a penalty. It's handled by Dan James back into this lineup. Manager furious with us. Is he throwing games? Well, obviously he's not because I'm playing. I think he's staying down the middle, and he doesn't. I dived last minute, and I saved it from Cameron Archer. Trust your gut, my backside, because I didn't. I changed it up, and it actually worked. So, Tanaka, let's go down this side, please, and thank you. Tanaka finds that little gap into Noah Okafor, who played well when called upon. Is that handball? I think that was more handball than ours. Counter-attacked on by the Saints. Newly promoted team. I picked to play these because A, we want to get every point we can, and B, we should be beating them rather easily. I said that about Ipswich last season. Get that whacked, and what a ball from Anton Stack down the field. Dan James, he can't let his teammate down by missing this. Dan James on his left foot. Everything about the pass was completed that goal. We would have never scored. And why the heck's the replay cut off the best bit? When we play him, we don't seem too bad. I'm just hoping the form doesn't reciprocate badness in it and around it. I just hope we are sticking with how we're going. Fisher with an easy read. Ampadu, we're going to flick this forward straight into Stack, but Stack gives it into Sander or Jander around the corner. This could be an easy response, and it is. Just before half-time, Cameron Archer. This ain't good. This ain't good at all. Second half, Callum Fisher. I wish he would have fit into this squad a little bit more. And I've just noticed as well, it was a Norwich to Leeds move, which is the manager's move as well. We should have got that at least at a corner, Tanaka. This game isn't blameable by injuries because we do have a fully starting 11 here, and we should be behind the penalty miss. The penalty save, should I say, giving Trafford no credit. And the ball from Anton Stack just created a goal out of nowhere. We're getting run riot on. Bellanova's going to try and go round as he is into Finn Azaz. We know the wonderful goal he scored at Wembley. That is a terrible tackle. And the free kick's going to get given after the advantage. And genuinely, that game ended after that free kick went over the bar. There was nothing else to talk about, and we've just drawn with Southampton 1-1. Europa League's back, though, and we're sit top. 3 wins out of 3. Might sound all rosy, yeah? Well, after that boring game and a draw, the league form has us in 12th. We have drawn too many games. We're not losing too many. We've only lost 4 all season in 12 games. That's the same as Villa up in 5th. We're drawing too many, so we're going to try and rectify that. We've got 2 more games to play today. Do I just address the manager? Daniel, I think personally the injury crisis is stopping our form. Now I've heard you blaming injuries. We're down on injuries. We should be getting there. Come on, I know you've talked badly about it, but let's just get our head down, shall we? We should not be in this position. I know I haven't backed enough. I am going to back more. And he says I've got to put my money where my mouth is. Tell me about the plans for next season. I wouldn't walk away from Leeds, but right now I'm feeling a lot like Ollie Glasner. Don't worry, I'd never sell Tresoldi. Just hang in there a little bit longer. And you'll see who I mean. We're definitely going to try and venture after one player in particular. And as for ratings, the ratings are getting better this season, so the league form is kind of a little bit more inexcusable. Ethan Ampadu's very close to being a centre-back. Same as Fisher going on to the right. I wanted to show you a bit more, but this game's crept up on us. And I actually do prefer our away kit to our home kit at the moment. It should be red v white. Not North Yorkshire, but Yorkshire versus Lancashire. That's the one. Anton Stack. Let's get this win like we did in the Cup last year against United. Dodgy pass from Tanaka. Don't tell me more injuries as well, because that's Ekomi I'm seeing at centre-back. Brian Mbeumo running straight at us. I thought the pass was coming a bit sooner. Rasmus Højlund back in a Man United shirt. That's a weird one. Must have bought him back. There goes Luke Shaw around the corner. Luke Shaw straight into Dusan Vlahovic instead of Šeško. That is like for like. We are sliding all over the place. Bruno Fernandes. We can't even get a touch on the ball. Bruno Fernandes sinks us. Our second season can't be worse than our first. That's not how rebuilds go. I'm definitely narrowing down my next signing, and I know who it's going to be. I'm going to go all out to get them, and I'm going to put it in motion. Definitely if we lose this game right here. Anton Stack ready to shoot. Ball just robbed away, and they've made a change in the dugout. It's Hertzler instead of, what's his face? I forgot who the manager is now. Is it Michael Carrick? Yes, it is. Schneiderrup with a pass. He's waited way too long on that. Way too long. I might put Okafor on. No, I won't, because he's knackered. He's usually the danger man like in real life to Man United. Realistically, it's what you call flat. Bruno Fernandes on the turn. Straight into Rasmus Højlund in the second half. If it goes to 2, we're out of this. We've even got Justin playing at centre-back, who we definitely don't want playing there. Dan James, this is a quick breakthrough. I was going to try and take Schneiderrup off. Maybe I don't. Maybe he scores! Andreas Schneiderrup again with the same celebration he did earlier. We're back in the game, and that is a really clever cut inside. Sent Harry Maguire or Leacher, I think it is. Excellent skill, and now the game's all to play for. You don't know where Leeds will be in a table, what division they're in, but they'll always give Manchester United a game. I remember they did under Skabala when he was in charge. I think he's now the Bristol City manager. After winning the league with Lincoln, that's a good tackle Anton Stack. Man United just don't like to defend us. I think it's our shape, personally. I am loving the way we're playing. Dan James against his former club with 10 minutes left. An assist and a goal. Dan James has been good today. He's had to be. Harry Wilson's out. And this finish past Senny Lemons, who was dodgy in the World Cup last time he started, sees us win the game. Big celebrations back in Leeds for the second time in this save we've done it. But I'm still going to put the gears into motion. I love that graphic. And the new signing actually has something to do with a player we already have access to. You might be piecing 2 and 2 together. Here's the players. The injury list now is Mihajlovic. We're actually getting Wilson back very soon from his ACL tear. Same as Ampadu. But this man, I had no idea he crept on the bench. Harry Gray. Obviously, this is coming from me as a chairman, so I'm going to message him saying, Harry, I think you know who I want to sign. Can you see if he's definitely still interested? And Harry gets straight back to me on the phone saying, yeah, he definitely wants to come back. Leeds fans, look at him. We'll need to raise some capital. But there he is. We're missing centre-backs and centre-mids with our injury crisis. Archie Gray. If you didn't know about Archie Gray, Leeds United player, he's the brother of Harry. And we do need someone at the moment to take us out of this crisis, because that's what I'm calling it. In terms of affording him, however, we'll have to make some money. Got bids in for Goodmanson. Big bid in from Leicester City off the Championship for Logan Rhodes, who plays today in a good old-fashioned, never can beat them FA Cup draw. Let's not talk Carabao Cup at the moment, because my team is out of it already. Blackpool, who weren't a shock, obviously, a league above us, but we need to not be victims to a shock here. Shocking pass to start us off with. Logan Rhodes starts because, although he's a youngster, we'll have to evaluate if he's worth not keeping around, or keeping around, should I say, when that money's on the table. Me personally, I'm liking the sound of Archie Gray coming back, joining his brother. Can we keep this ball in? We've actually got Fisher almost as a right mid, so we're almost there with that. Plymouth keeping the ball well in the first 10 minutes. Lontolai has actually moved on in real life. He's gone to Bristol City. Another mention of them this episode. Hiram Boateng. What a chip into Amaechi! Wow! That's a stunner. That is not what we expected getting into a potential cup run. This finish from the man who used to play at Hamburg, experienced, but that experience in the cup against Muller, who we can't be forgetting we brought in for games like this. That's a fine finish. And here at home park, we're getting run ragged. There's Bim Pepple, was at Michael Grimsby not quite good, and there's a shot from Talage we've had to block. But Leeds United, we need to play football here. Longstaff, long ball up forward, not even correct. I don't want to make the subs until at least the second half, because we need to work on our league form. I just thought the FA Cup would break it up a little. Here goes Fisher, running into the middle a bit. If he could get his shot off. He's played against these in the Championship. He wimped out then. And speaking of wimping, we will be limping out of this competition if we don't pull our finger out. No changes, because ultimately this team is so much better than Plymouth's. Should be able to do the job. I've got the fullbacks inverting to get closer to goal once they get up the field. There's a Comey with a ball into Noah Okafor. Calvert-Lewin not even threatening, but it's a corner. You never score corners in this game, so we'll go short. James Justin into Noah Okafor. I think there's a chance to shoot here, and we're going to get a penalty from it. Don't shoot, you don't win them. Calvert-Lewin missed earlier on in this episode. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say or do. That's the second one he's missed. That one off target, and it wasn't even bad aimed or anything. It was just a horrific chance. Getting closer to the final whistle now, and 10 minutes of this game left. Pass-wise, 22 passes completed. That is just, I don't even know what to say. At least we've won a penalty from it. But this is us out of the FA Cup. Tolash, he scored. Lads, I care more about the Conference League. But it doesn't mean embarrass yourself in England.